be about what it is feels to be a Rotarian. It could be people like you talking, giving bites, giving what you feel makes a difference. So those can come here. And any other helpline features, etc. And part of this will be live feeds from what we are doing in social media. Whatever we do in social media will also feature on this website as a part of what conversations that are happening. We are planning to be in social media with Facebook updates, status updates and Facebook advertising, and on Twitter with conversations and hashtag. And if we have any celebrities, like for instance for polio, if there are celebrities who are willing to give their Twitter handle, we will use their Twitter handle to push content as well. Okay, so these are ads will be created. These are not the ads. These will be in sync with what we are doing overall. So they will be somewhere synergy with the mainstream campaign. We are planning online advertising in the Google network from Feb onwards. So how do we get TG to join hands with Rotary? The national campaign will sign off, as I just told you. The interested individual can visit the microsite and fill in their contact details. The prospects can be assigned to districts and clubs, and members of those clubs can then schedule offline meetings and see and convert them depending on the interest and what you feel, whether they should be part of your organization with your Rotary membership toolkits. Okay? So how can we use this platform effectively? All of these is the content that we're looking for from you. Celebrity lineup, any of the districts if you can have it, promo video, bites, mentions on social media, possibilities of live interaction of these celebrities on our social media. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Lineup of zonal, national events like this, when you're having one, there be a big role that will have in the microsite saying that something like this is going on. Live, as you're talking, they can get posted live up on the microsite. Testimonials, videos, local event calendar, pictures of local initiatives. So do share your content with Jatinder Singh, and he becomes that contact for us to be able to take the material from as we move forward. We will convert the content that we get into microsite and social media friendly content. Okay, the content should not go just like that. We will ensure that it becomes social media friendly. In addition, we will be creating new content for social media as well. Okay, so how can each participating district contribute and participate? These are some of the thoughts that we have. I'm sure you will have many more. Create awareness of the role of Rotary through the creative content developed for Rotary India. They can be films, the print ad, the posters, the outdoor microsite for the participating districts. You can download the content from the microsite and use it effectively. Maybe the posters can be designed such that there is a strip at the bottom where you can actually put in the venue, the time of any event that you're doing. You can download this, put that in and put it up in the events that you're doing. Create your own local event calendar and share it with them so that we can get up on the microsite. Provide pictures, videos of all activities and provide updates on what has been achieved so far on each of these initiatives so that they can get featured on a microsite. Get celebrities, corporates and local government organizations to participate in the program so that the scale goes up and there is more ownership at the local level. Let's use PR more effectively, disseminate news and strong positive sentiment about our initiatives. And let's try and do this at both ends, collaborate at both local and national level on the larger initiatives like the 3 big initiatives that we talked about. So really, I think from the point of view of content and from the point of view of making this larger, your contribution and participation will really ensure the success of the Rotary Pilot Program in India. We are starting, and I think the digital will play a big role. I know we don't have a large amount of money, but that doesn't matter. We're going to try and find out the best way that this information and the news goes out to the largest scale of the right kind of TG that we're looking at. We're not talking to the really mass TG, but the right kind of TG. Districts agree to be part of the core program, will benefit by highlighting. So you can get local impact on each of these, particularly from the microsite. So as an agency and as a company, we look forward to partnering with Rotary to make this program a huge success. Thank you.
There are many different geographies in India, and we represent several parts of geography. All the campaign you have so far described is for addressing English-speaking audience. While as many of my governors will agree that a large percentage, in fact, my region is in Pune, we also have in our district almost 60% clubs in urban areas and 40% in the rural areas, where there is no impact on any English thing. So India today, week is not even read. Week is popularly in South maybe. But is there a plan to have some regional magazine or regional content?
And the kind of TG you're looking at. TG you're looking at should be at least read a business newspaper or watch a business news. They at least do that. They at least be able to understand. So this entire program is going to be done only in English. It's not that it is complicated English and we're doing lots of stuff. There's just one line which says, when we join hands, miracles happen. So it's not something where we have a huge level of copy and huge level of people talking about it. We planning to run the program only in English. In the pilot program, we'll run only in English.
You see, you are trying to create, and in my opinion, that also is the right approach if you mean the same way. You see, you must understand, and I think when you collated and put in some things about what is confusing about Rotary, is that people do not understand what is the concept of Rotary. You must understand it, and I think my friends here will agree with that. That when somebody is asked about Rotary, he has a very kind of a confused idea about what Rotary is all about. They have heard about Rotary, but what Rotary does, as you rightly said, they don't know. And it's a very diffused state of mind. You see, when you ask somebody, he always, I think 80% of the time people say about Rotary Club. So the people don't even know what the concept of a club and Rotary International. So they know that it is Rotary. And what vernacularly, as Deepak was just mentioning, and which is important, because once you have to go to the grassroots level, then those people have to be given the buzz about Rotary in their local languages, vernacular languages. I don't know, I'm just putting in an idea that it is very important. I mean, you people are the experts, we are not, very frankly, but as we see and talk about Rotary every day, all of us, we are the existing governors, and the next year the subsequent set of people will come. The common refrain is that people just don't know what Rotary does, people just don't know what Rotary is, people just don't identify with anything.
I completely agree with you, sir.
So,
I started by saying that.
Now, you see, another thing which I wanted, there was not much about the visual media which we were talking about. I think it was more about advertisements and others. Yes, probably you may be able to create some set of brand image and brand awareness, or maybe brand identity in some smaller way. But I think I still feel that is not good enough till such time as you give some time somewhere for the Rotary leaders to ultimately go and start talking about Rotary in certain chat shows or certain programs there, or how exactly you do that, I don't know. But you see, somewhere in all the programs you have watched by millions, you have to ultimately go and be represented for and on behalf of Rotary in those discussions.
Don't think you have the budget now to do that. Yes, you can do one thing.
I don't know, budget doesn't mean that we have to sit there every day.
No. You can, at the level right now, what you can do is that right now you haven't seen the microsite. What I've told you is a concept and a skeleton. When it comes alive, it's going to be live, a platform where all of you can talk about it, all of you can show what you can do. It becomes at least this much, one step closer for a person who wants to know something to get to know something. Today, even if he wants to know something, I don't know what he's going to get out of it. 2 years back, I was asked in Kolkata, one of the Rotary governors had asked me to come and present. They keep having speakers. They asked me to come and present on emerging trends in the consumer world. And I can tell you this much, I went, presented and came back. They thought it was very good. I thought it was a social networking. And I am in the communication business. There's a lot of people out there who don't know what Rotary does. The fact that the first meeting we had with Director Mehta is the first time when I sat down and he told us the scale of stuff that you do. That's actually the case. And why should it be? And one of the primary reasons is we haven't done this in the right way. And can we do this perfectly in the most fantastic way? Sure, but you have to start somewhere. And so the pilot program, I want to ensure, at least as a company, we want to ensure that we are effective in the objectives that we set for ourselves. Take the 3 big programs that has been given to us, make it big. Don't make this sound like something that you're doing as an aside. Do it in the real way. Let people involve people, engage people. And then take digital as a medium which is very live, very active. You can't be in newspaper, it's too expensive. The next best is be in the digital media. Let people talk about it. This summit should have been tweeted, talked about. If, in fact, first time I heard about it 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back when I heard about it, I said, I wish this was done a month later. We could have had this alive and talking, and there could have been conversations around. You people would have, we would have asked you people to give us the right content.
Make one comment. Not fashionable in that sense itself, but it is that is the people want to come and join it because it is something
The place
great to be.
Yeah, and if you're not on digital media, you are
So
not the place
that's
to be.
the buzz you have to create around.
Absolutely,
don't know
I
how.
understand. Traction, buzz, conversations. That's why we're talking social media here.
You were mentioning about the heart surgery, as the director has said. See, even compared to that, many of the clubs, the districts are doing eye surgeries. See, you said 5,000 heart surgeries. I am telling you, each district is doing every year 5,000 eye surgeries also. But that is one of the most important thing that that should have taken the place there.
It's not.
That's
Please
one thing.
understand, it's not my
That's one
decision.
thing. It's okay. I just wanted to make my
Sure,
point
you can.
clear.
You want to do another film on I? By all means, we can do it.
The number two was Vinod has rightly pointed out. See, most of the clubs, I am telling you, 60% of the clubs are situated in rural India. But a program in English definitely will not reach the rural masses. So, at this simultaneously, when you are doing in English, it is definitely suggestive that a part of it should come in the regional languages also. I strongly feel about that.
It may not be regional language, but regional channels.
Regional channels are coming. I did tell you this. I told you that this is happening in the
Yes, in
north,
Punjabi,
in the west,
Punjabi channels
in the
also.
east, and no, I'm not sure about Punjabi channels,
Punjabi,
but
something.
north, west, east, south. Every region in India will be covered, but through an English. I don't know if you have the bandwidth to go down to all the languages. Yes, we will cover the entire country.
When the regional channels will be being
I'll just
only
give an
English.
example. I'll just give an example. We are governors. When we go to our clubs, for example, I go to an Andhra Pradesh club. They ask me to speak in Telugu. They don't want my English. They don't understand. So then, how do you reach such a target audience?
I have one point. In fact, we go through your presentation. We saw that you have presented what Rotary has been doing. You are trying to present it before the common public. But I have one simple issue. That is the creativity of yours, which will answer that particular issue. That is how people will recognize Rotary. Just a branding, simple branding that you have to work it out with your creativity that we cannot tell. How people will recognize Rotary. Yes, this is Rotary. Can you create such a buzz? But Vinod is telling, one buzz, this is Rotary. That creativity is your part. That game is yours. Absolutely. But we want that.
We're talking the same thing except we don't know how you're going to do it.
Now, when you're saying it's a public image pilot program, my question to you would be, do you have any parameters of saying that today the public image of Rotary is say X or say 20 or it's going to go up by 30 or 40? Do you have some measurement, some parameters to say that after we do this, after you people do this, the image is going to go from here? Of course, these points are also relevant about regionalism and all. Let's go to that at a different level. But then, when we are talking of handing over the whole public image pilot program to a professional who's going to do it, then we would like to know what will be the leverage we are going to get in toto, say after a year, after 6 months or something like that.
From a local impact?
No, not a local
Talking
impact.
about measuring
Not a
local
local,
impact.
pan India.
We will not be able to do the research for you to tell you across the country what is going
But
on.
then
We are an agency that we are
fine. You are an
a
agency.
communication program. You come to us, said this is the kind of money that we are
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So when you're taking up this assignment, so you would be giving us some sort of a understanding that yes, from this level you'll be reaching this level. Can you say something on that?
Sure. We have not gone into the details because as if I had more details, I would have been able to present also. Yes, there are, we're agreeing the target group, we are talking about the number of people we will reach, okay? How many times we will reach them, what would be the frequency with which we reach them. In each of the social media, we are putting down tags on how many mentions, how many likes, all of those things are being put down. Otherwise, how would we monitor our own selves, right? So, no program, any media program for us when you launch, you always have that how many people are you going to reach, in what frequency, why is we picking this particular channel versus, and all that homework has been done. Otherwise, we can't decide on a program. And yes, absolutely, on the digital front, microsite, everything comes from you. We keep that alive. The success of it depends on the content that comes on. On the social media, we will put down our own things on what we will want to achieve over that 5 months. Yes, definitely there will be a buzz interaction.
These are the guys who are going to pay for this, right?
Yeah.
And people who pay are the guys who decide what the content should be. Let's be very clear about it. We have 34 governors and each of them are supposed to pay 3 lakhs, right? When I'm telling you how it works, Rotary is a bottoms-up organization. It's not a top-down, you come and say, you're going to do this, that's the end of story. No. Now, as I understand, I think you gave 11, 12 priorities. I think your first 2 are okay. But regarding the third, I would like to check with all of them. And come out with the majority view. It's not a 1 district's view or 2 districts view. He was talking about eye surgery. You know, I know every district does 10,000 eye surgeries. Maybe that connects better with the public than heart surgery. Maybe there is some other district which is doing blood donation more. So we'll have to come. The first 2 stories.
Actually, fine. That's
Yeah. Anyway, the third one is coming only in April.
no. It has to. They're all getting created together.
Yeah, they're
As we speak, they're all getting created.
Then you please talk to me after the meeting. We have to change the third.
If
The
from a-
feedback I have got so far, we need to do that because otherwise these guys won't pay for it.
See, I think more important is we are doing so many things.
Exactly.
It's not, there is no doubt about it. And every single thing which is being done is big in size, number and money. What's important, I think, as I can concede to you is what holds the public interest more. You see, if it is eye surgeries, then so be it the eye surgeries. If it is the heart surgeries,
I think
which
heart.
we will pull them in. No, I'm just saying.
Seems like a great idea from
You
a
see,
very-
what is important is now if in case water is there, you see, there are a whole lot of things which is being
Yeah,
done,
but-
you see, on various fronts. So we
See,
can't kind of have 10 different things that
Three
confuse
kids,
the
we
people.
thought that, you
You
know.
have to focus.
Yeah, I agree, but 3 of these programs are around kids. It feels like
Yeah,
really
I
right
think gift
for
of
you
life
to
is
put
one
on.
thing.
The point is-
Gift of life does affect the people more.
The point
I
is-
think a gift of life,
I
when you
was
think about
saying
it, I'm
gift
saying
of life
you are
does affect
giving,
the people
here is a
more.
child
Because
who's
it's
not
because
going
of
to live
fortune.
versus a child who's going to
Yes.
live. How much more impactful can you make it?
To my knowledge, almost every Rotary district does 5 to 10,000 eye surgeries. You know, it's a mass appeal to a lot of people. They identify Rotary
That's very common.
with a lot of eye surgeries.
Those 3
Would
are very
you,
powerful.
what would you choose? These 3?
I
Yeah,
think,
that's
I'll tell you
important.
the reason why. Those 3 are very powerful. Why are they powerful? Because one is education and it's a child. And today, if it's and you're having a summit, 2 days, all of you are, I'm sure, don't have time, but you're coming and spending time here. It means that's how serious you are. And it's one of the most difficult things the country is facing is illiteracy is one of the biggest issues. And it is child focused. It's about the future. It's about tomorrow. And I think it's bang on literacy, bang on polio, and bang on heart of life.
All the 3 are.
I think all 3 are fabulous. Please
I
add.
know a lot of people are doing it.
No, Ajay, yeah.
I don't want more common
It
होगा.
is not what only Rotary is doing.
We have 34 governors. I would like to get an opinion from them. As I told you, Rotary is a very democratic organization. I can't go and tell them this is it. I'm sure polio, everybody will agree. I have no issues on that. Literacy also, I don't see any issues. The third one, I'll be very happy. Majority says heart, gift of life, wonderful. But I would like to check it up with them because different people, different districts are doing different things. Okay? So I will get the opinion. Give us a week's time, right? The first 2 anyway are going ahead. The third, if the majority is gift of life, no issue. But if it is something else, somebody says we can all, only out of 34, hardly 15 are here. Other 20 are not there. I am the guy, tomorrow Jatinder will ask me, money has not come from this district, that district. I have to go talk to them. So if they tell me, sir, why I don't like this. So we'll have to talk to, it has to be a process of consensus. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay?
So, also, just one thought, which is that post-June, when this pilot program ends, you have opportunities to focus on few more initiatives.
No, the first of this program has to start, na? For which we need money. 2/3 only is coming from Rotary International, 1/3 is from my governors. Okay? Madhav, you wanted to say something.
I think two or three things need to be understood. One is, we are really talking about defining the brand of Rotary, and the public image is basically the communication of that brand. And I think that is an area we have to spend some time clarifying what exactly does Rotary mean for us in this part of the world. That's the first submission I wanted to make. Secondly, I think their presentation centered on integration across platforms. I think that is exactly the right way to go about it. Thirdly, I think with the penetration of mobile telephony, 98% of our population is already on the mobile network, and a significant percentage of that is smartphones, and that's climbing. So one way in which we can communicate with the rank and file is give a lot of importance to the mobile platform. And the last point I wanted to say was, based on what past RI President Kalyan said in the morning about total literacy being the next big thing for Rotary. It was polio, and we succeeded in polio, and the next big thing is going to be literacy. So would it make sense to build a brand around the literacy mission, total literacy mission? Even though there are many other things which are very, very important for us at the district level, at the club level, we have set ourselves a very ambitious goal of 100% literacy in 2017. So maybe everything can go around that. So these are the few points that I wanted to raise.
Sure. I think smartphones are here to stay, which is why I think a microsite or whatever we are creating is going to be available on everything. So we are going to ensure what you created can be accessed on everything. Social media, yes. A lot of the people don't access it from a computer, they do it from their smartphone. So you are there. Yes, we've not gone and done specific stuff on that because it's also quite expensive as a media. We are trying to maximize our reach, so which is why we've taken television and tried to do our best. Again, we are doing 20-second films, we are not even doing 30, just so that we can reach out to the maximum people with the kind of image. Polio is very important, I think, because you've achieved something, and I don't know how many people in the country actually relate polio with you. They may be doing it with UNICEF, they may be doing it with other organizations. So it's very important that we use this opportunity and get you, so that even they know, because even they know that it's a big thing, right? Imagine a decade back this was the biggest killer, and then for us to be gone.
That's a winner. There is no.
So you have to have polio. I absolutely think literacy is a fantastic idea. It's also in keeping with what the government is going to do, Government of India is going to do. So I think it's just the right path to go. Healing Hearts, I think, has an emotional kind of imagery around it. It's your call, but keep it to children at this point. I think it's the right thing to do. Gift of life as a thought to give a child a heart, it touches hearts. So you will have maybe more people who will want to be part of this program because of what it, maybe women, maybe other people who may want to be part of the program because of this. So think about it. We thought that of the things that were given, we could have taken and done something with it. But these were identified as big programs, and I think willy-nilly they've become really good. I think each one is a leg.
Please send a mail with those 11 priorities.
Yeah, I will.
And also, we had said about how the clubs can participate.
Yeah.
The district.
Yes.
All that, please put it in a mail.
I will put it together as a deck.
We will
and
share with all the. So, are you satisfied with, or would you like to discuss amongst us about your regional issues, whatever?
Can we give this money from PDF?
And that we'll discuss later.
Yeah, we'll discuss amongst us. Yeah, Kamal. Kamal has been wanting to say something. Yeah, Kamal.
Make 2 points. One is, Pawan had a very valid point, and I think PTP and probably Trustee Kalyan can make a big point on this, PTP, that if they could give it, sign off their DDF, which eases a burden on a district governor, which is perfectly alright. I think it's in the right mode that if you could sign off your DDF, because some of you have large DDFs, we will take up this issue, I think, and do that. and that would solve a lot of our problems. Number two,
Let me tell you about DDA. But you know, our Rotary Foundation is registered under US, Illinois laws. Those laws are unbelievably tough. This money is supposed to be spent on charitable purposes. Let Jatinder please check up if they can. Yeah, because if they can agree, then I think most of our problem will be solved.
Some easier burden.
Pardon?
We can easier our burden.
Right, but whether it can be done, honestly, we'll have to check up with RA. I do know that there are issues. Their laws are very tough on these things. Anyway, that we'll check it out.
you are very right in trying to decide the priorities. PTP is rightfully going to give the letter. I just want to make one point is that every one of us has a priority in life. I like chocolate, someone else like tea, someone else likes coffee. But when you're trying to brand something, probably you have to come to consensus on one thing. Number one, I know I is very dear to him, probably sanitation is very dear to him. These are all going to be covered in due course of time. This is my understanding. The first three are this, then subsequently all will be brought in. Why these three? I just want to make why these three were chosen first, because they are niche market. Nobody had the courage to eradicate polio, so the polio was brought in. Nobody has the courage to do 10,000 e-learning schools, so we've brought it in, and that is the courage which we are. That's why they picked it up, that this is the courage to do something which no organization has done. Eye surgeries, we do fantastic. We are setting up eye hospitals. In fact, we are doing, PTP is very keen on that. He is the one who is maximum an eye hospital. But what they are trying to leverage is heart surgery. Nobody has the courage to do that. Why? Because for an eye surgery, it just takes $1,000. Even a small sanstha can do an eye surgery and make a big hue and cry about it. Did you see Coca-Cola's presentation today? I thought it was extremely shallow. 4 school kar rahe hain Jharkhand mein, and they had a 20 slides over it. They were talking about 10 schools, we are talking about 10,000 schools. With 4 schools, they have Sachin Tendulkar. With 10,000 schools, we don't have Sachin Tendulkar. Why? Because we don't have someone like Raji Ramaswamy propagating our cause, because she is an expert on PR, we are not. So if they have decided on something, there is some thought process to it. I'm not trying to say that this is correct or this is right. What I'm just trying to say is that when you have a heart attack, you go to a cardiologist. He is the expert. You may like this medicine, but he says, no, this is not correct, that is correct. So when RI chose them as a media person who are experts in it, they came up with it. Of course, I'm sure Raj is going to give answers and Pete is going to, and you people are going to decide. But think about it. Do something which is niche, which nobody else can do. That will bring your brand image, and in the next phase, we can bang on with all the other 7 things which we are doing. We can do a full blast on it. Then people know they are doing this 3 and they are doing this 7 also. If you do maybe something else which everyone is doing, oh, ye log to wahi karte hain jo sab karte hain. So that was one thought process. Just take it back, think about it. Peter's letter would come, I'm sure, and then you can take your opinion what you want to do. Yeah.
Sir, this gift of life is definitely different from other service organizations like Lion Club, this thing. Because whenever, as a cardiologist, whenever I send some child for surgery.
See, you are a heart surgeon, naturally you are talking of gift of life. I have eye surgeons in Rotary, 100 times of heart surgeons. They will say eye. For example, eye hospitals, which we are setting up. You know, so much more of that is done. I mean, I have no personal preference. No, what I am trying to say is, let there be, Pawanji, I am trying for a consensus. Tomorrow it will be a transparent list, we will share with everybody. I am sure 34 of you won't agree on what should be 3. But if majority of you agree on something, let us do that, because we have to work on that. That's all I am saying. And I don't want, many of you don't express openly in a forum like this. I get feedback later, sir, what is this? You have decided something, you are telling us. I don't want that to happen. It should be your decision. We are only here to facilitate. We only want to facilitate your wish into action, okay? Ultimately you governors, you decide. You are the people who are running Rotary in India, your decision is final. Is that clear? Any more questions on this? So the DDF part you will check up. Now, What happens if DDF, of course if DDF is there, it's no issue. I think most people are happy. What happens if that's an issue?
No, see, we have to have a special permission for that. There is no doubt about that.
No,
Also,
if it is permissible, there is no problem. Is it permitted? Would Sanjay know the US laws well enough to tell us on this? You can find out and...
If the RI can ask for polio from they want to that
No,
contribution.
polio, Pavanji, polio is a service project. This is advertisement, please. So that is where the problem is. You are spending money on, and you know, these US laws are very, very tough as far as I know, with the foundation. Yeah, Deepak.
We have 4,000 members and we did not want our district dues to attract service tax. So we made them 200 rupees and we increased service dues. So I am in a situation where I have no funds in my general fund because I have taken it down. But I have funds for this kind of activity in my charitable trust, and before I came here I checked up with my finance committee. We have no problem in giving 3 lakh rupees provided it is given as a donation to any charitable trust. I have no problem.
Jatinder, can you accept that 3 lakh?
No, they don't have a trust. I cannot pay to RIS.
Donation to
आपके पास बाकी ट्रस्ट है ना, वो कुछ ह्यूमैनिटी फाउंडेशन वगैरह कुछ जुगाड़ कीजिए ना.
RIHS में जा सकते हैं.
We'll work that out. We'll work that out. We'll work it out.
Kamal, you will not get these guys together again before you know June. Then you will have to talk to the next year. They are happy not to decide it now.
I just want to say something. All of you agreed for something. Whether it was right, wrong, whether it was without thought process,
reluctantly.
I can understand that उस समय कर दिया. But let me tell you, let me ask you a simple question. Can with 3 lakh रुपया, first of all, if you take last year's statistics, not even 50% of the district took advantage of the public image grant. So why is this big hue and cry कि हमको नहीं मिल रहा है, पैसा नहीं मिल रहा है, पैसा आपने लिए भी नहीं थे. और 3 साल पहले जब public image grant was not there, we were still doing public image exercise. The grant has only been there for the last 3 years, not before that. So we were still doing something, that is one. I just want to ask one question. This is our organization, yeah? It's not about district 3250, 31310, 3140. Let's all get together and do something on a common platform for once. Let's prove the world, or let's prove India wrong that no, we all governors can work together on a common platform. उसके लिए क्या मांग रहे हैं? 3 लाख रुपया. 3 लाख रुपया में आप 10 बिलबोर्ड भी नहीं लगा सकते अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट.
Can we ask her to go because
Letter in yours.
I will go, but you will have a
Wherever you want.
No, I thought you had more questions.
You can at least distribute your card.
Please distribute the cards.
So her contact details, Jatinder will send you. That's easier.
I require a card of yours.
So now what I'm just trying to say is that
don't have anything in district fund here.
Friends, please tell me, we decided, isn't it?
Yes, we decided.
Okay. So let us now find a
we
way.
are only, sir, talking about methodology of payment.
Okay, that we will work it out.
You are a rich person here.
But-
Deepak, you are a rich person.
But believe me, this has never been done in any other part of the... It has not been, Pavanji, this has not been done in any part of Rotary World. We are the first country in RI which is having the benefit of this, where 2/3 is coming from RI. And today we can only guess whether it will have an impact, etc. We thought about all this and we said we'll make a beginning. Please, for God's sake, let us not go back. Let us try and support RI. Please come out. I mean, you can find different methodologies to pay. But please,
methodology का तो कोई issue नहीं है.
hey, yaar, somebody, you are the expert here. You have to tell them how to do it.
हमारे सारे
What is going to happen? Foundation money we are not going to get. We are not going to get for a polio fund. So how we want to
We are asking Delhi for Uttarakhand literacy. Polio foundation. As a governor, I have to come for ration packer.
I will pay from my
मैं
own
ब्लॉक में
pocket.
जाता हूँ कि लोग भाग जाते हैं.
I will from my pocket.
I can all understand. I echo all your thought process. But 35 governor, are creating history. आप लोग के साल में we are going to be declared polio free. अगर उस पूरे दुनिया को दिखाना है, if you want to explain that to the whole world, 3 lakh is a very small amount. I am willing to come to each of your district to raise that fund with you. I'll stand on the platform. Let me tell you, I tell you very strongly, money is not an issue in Rotary. Let me tell you that. You give me a house of 100 people, I'll raise your 3 lakh rupees in 1 week. I'm willing to travel to all your district. You give me 100 people in that room, assure 100 people to me, I will raise your 3 lakh for each district of yours in 1 week.
Thank you, sir.
In 1 meeting, I'll do that.
Great, sir.
That's it. So
I think it is possible. It is possible.
We are all extended a bit. We are all stressed a bit. तो यार तुम पहाड़ी आदमी हो, तुम्हें साइज देखो तो यार वो बच्चा छोटा सा बच्चा बोल रहा हम दे देंगे यार। पहाड़ी आदमी क्या बच्चे?
We collect only 3 lakh rupees यार, district fund. Where from we get the money?
Check it out.
He has not been doing anything, but the trust is, I mean, the governor secretary, he is not doing anything.
There can be a little stage of flux, but don't worry, the ultimate result which will come as soon as possible.
Just a minute, friends, is a very lovable person and he loves us like anything. And we had a little problem which we discussed in the last month in a trust meeting. I brought it to his notice and he is very kind enough to tell that it is he is going to take steps quickly, but I would just request Kalanda to please share his views on the matter, and if it is like that, then all of us will be so grateful.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about? The trust matter?
What am I says, we will fine tune the deed. See, even now, as per RCP, the advisory board will be selected by the trustees. There is no change in all that. But we will fine tune it in such a way, as he rightly says, that this is done without, keeping in mind the latest Rotary Code of Policy, which says the magazine shall be run by an advisory board. Now, who selects the advisory board, that and all, that's not changed. But this matter, for the decision that you have taken, now he will take it forward, making sure that there is no review. Am I correct, sir? Does it satisfy all of you?
That will probably meet tomorrow.
For the matter.
Although Ashok Mahajan has gone away, Raja Sami will be here tomorrow. Everybody else is here. We'll probably be meeting here tomorrow. That's what we were discussing. Before we part that group, that editorial board, so-called or advisory group, will meet to see now what is the next, how do we proceed forward on. Okay, keeping in mind whatever we have discussed today, as well as whatever ultimate goal we want to reach.
Thank you, sir.
Friends, let's give a big hand once again. Thank you, sir.
That might improve the usage of, I have heard of, in Andhra I was told, there are a whole lot of toilets, but it never opened, because if you open and let the children use the toilet, somebody will have to clean it, so don't open the toilet. They find different ways of not using it. Somebody has to So there may be a reason or a scope for us to promote the cause of maintaining the toilets clean and what benefits can come out of it. It's advocacy.
In that case, they don't allow to construct the toilet. They said, okay, you will construct the toilet, it will again a problem for us.
You have to log and maintain it.
So we have one more some suggestion. Like polio is there. We have been contributing for polio, and the contributions are recognized for the matching TRF. Why don't the national committee decide on collecting contributions for literacy on par with polio, because this is a mission. Like polio, eradicating illiteracy is a mission.
This can be worked way out of the.
But I understand that this is only a local initiative, unlike.
Okay, you got my answer also. This is not a corporate project of RA as yet, because RA will not contemplate any corporate project till such time polio is completely out of this world. even what they may be thinking, but nobody is going to ever declare that this is our next target. So till such time, the world is rid of polio, we will not have a corporate project of RA. So this is not under the normal funding of RA rules. However, global grants are still available for literacy projects as long as they fall within the norms for global
South Asia
grants.
specific, like an election pilot which is India specific, South Asia specific pattern could be followed.
So like in 86, the polio, we have decided to eradicate polio, and that batch is still saying, we have decided it, we have started it. So in future, after 10, for 5 or 10 years, we can see. We were the
Literacy may be the RA's priority also, we do not know. But
Let's have started it.
But it's a point I will note down. I do not know how we can really go about it, but I will note down this point.
Definitely we can, because
That might improve the usage of. I have heard of in Andhra. I was told there are a whole lot of toilets, but it never opened because if you open and let the children use the toilet, somebody will have to clean it. So don't open the toilet. They find different ways of not using it. So there may be a reason or a scope for us to promote the cause of maintaining the toilets clean and what benefits can come out of it. It's advocacy.
In that case, they don't allow to construct the toilet. They said, okay, you will construct the toilet, it will again a problem for us.
Yes, you have to lock and maintain it.
so we have one more some suggestion. Like polio is there, we have been contributing for polio, and the contributions are recognized for the matching TRF. Why don't the national committee decide on collecting contributions for literacy on par with polio, because this is a mission. Like polio, eradicating illiteracy is a mission.
This can be worked way out of the.
But I understand that this is only a local initiative, unlike.
Okay, yeah, you got my answer also. This is not a corporate project of RA as yet, because RA will not contemplate any corporate project till such time polio is completely out of this world. Even what they may be thinking, but nobody is going to ever declare that this is our next target. So till such time, the world is rid of polio, we will not have a corporate project of RA. So this is not under the normal funding of RA rules. However, global grants are still available for literacy projects as long as they fall within the norms for global
South Asia
grants.
specific, like an election pilot which is India specific, South Asia specific pattern could be followed.
So like in 86, the polio, we have decided to eradicate polio, and that batch is still saying, we have decided it, we have started it. So in future, after 10, for 5 or 10 years, we can see.
But it's a point I will note down. I do not know how we can really go about it, but I will note down this point.
Definitely we can, because today
I will check with the
developing schools and training modules, funding them. Why do we need to go to other people when we have our own resources?
I have noted down. Let me check with Sushil Gupta ji, also with incoming trustee, how we can handle this.
We can be proud of the initiatives of this group. Literacy mission has been initiated by this group.
You are entrusting this responsibility of conducting this seminar in this year, and the governor of this year will be, this DG will be so much interested to do this program, because now
No, you got it wrong. DG is not conducting this program. The National Committee member for literacy with the support of the DG.
selecting chairman also. So what I have suggested, we are all DGs and we are conducting these PETS assembly and all these programs before we take over before July. Like that, if you give the responsibility to select and do this project this year onwards, and we can conduct this program before June itself, and that can be done, and that will be seriously taken by
This
us.
is what that we have to appoint our committees.
Then we can come back.
We all DG and we sit together. We have elected unanimously one DRLCC. He is for 3 years. And each year, DG has selected 5. DGE has selected 5. DGN has selected 5. TEACS. Each we have selected 5. 1 T, 1 E, 1 A, 1 C, 1 H for me. 1 T, 1 H for DGN, 1 for DG. All for the 3 years they will be the members. Each year, the governor whom I have sponsored, I have recommended, he will be the chair. Like that, come to finish everything. It is only staggering basis.
It's a good system, but anyway, as I said, each the district has their own ways of making the appointments. You go ahead and make it the way you want. But Venu's point about whether this seminar should be conducted by the DG or DG, you have got a valid point.
If that is to be done before
I get your point, though I'm not.
We are not doing this job. We are not doing the before June.
Because
we have governor is asking the.
No, see, everything is the first time, so we are trying to find the best solution.
If we do before June only, it will be useful. Because by which time every president sets his own goals on other issues.
I have noted, you have a point, but there are also practical issues with it. It should be classified like your pets or sets or whatever, and then.
We have already, I have already appointed chairman of secrecy because this is a new concept which is here.
See, are there any pre-decided funding examples like sustainability and non-sustainability in these total initiatives of these 5 subsets? Because we can, before going to San Diego, if we are enlightened on those things, we can approach with some proposals.
See, happy schools is where you are likely to get into any funding model at all. Okay.
Sustaining
yeah, because when you are talking about global grants, it's when global grants are realistically speaking applicable only in the case of happy schools. Okay, now Raja, the happy schools chair is here, we can make use of his expertise. What kind of funding is possible on global grants?
Under global grants, I guess, Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, the global grant law rule actually states renovation of temporarily residing structures. Am I right, Larry? So what classifies under?
Something may change in a few months.
Kalyan is also talking about it.
Kalyan mentioned that.
As of now, that is the rule.
So even compound wall comes under the sustainability model? Compound wall?
Yes, it is sustainable.
Compound wall, then
compound wall, toilet blocks, furniture.
Computers?
Yeah, that comes under equipment.
But Sashi, point to note is, if you have computers, you should also have a module or in your project report as how you are going to train them in using the computers. Sustainability is defined in these fashions.
If I can add there, when you are asking for the toilets, they are also asked how are you going to educate or train the children in the usage of the toilets, and how are you going to encourage the maintenance of the toilets by the school management.
What about the water supply, sir? If there is any,
it should be there.
Happy schools might be included in the global grant.
No, happy schools in the sense that we are talking about basically construction of the classrooms.
Infrastructure provision.
What about libraries?
That basic education
Library would come under, I mean, let me tell you, the expert in this room in global future vision is Larry. The number of projects that he has done, I think would have been
but you can get some of them through if you can articulate them within the construct of literacy. Basic literacy is covered by TRF. So whatever it is you're doing, if it can be expressed in that mode, even if it's a library, you can do it. And they have since expanded it even to adult literacy, if I understand it correctly. So it's possible to get it even under those. But you know, TRF changes all the time also. And the kind of questions they ask as they got more experience is harder and harder. You know, who's going to maintain it, who's going to be trained, how is security going to be provided, all these kinds of questions are going to have to be thought through. And just for you, it's initially when we were doing it, we were doing composting toilets. Then it became a matter how are we going to do it with water. Then it was the water safe? What do people drink the water? So you kind of get different level questions as you move
Sir,
along.
without water, we are consuming of toilet block will not have no use.
The children in Ecuador have very bad diets. You know, they don't have many animals and protein, beans and stuff in their diets. So people in Ecuador tend to be very short and their bones are not very strong. So we wanted to give them more protein. And the soil is very good for soybeans. I don't know what you soybeans. And when you squeeze soybeans, you get soy milk. So, and 4 ounces of soy milk gives a child 100% of the protein they need in the day. So we developed this thing, we call it a mechanical cow. It's getting milk. Large pressure cooker, you put 5 pounds of soybeans at the top, with hot steam and hot water, the soybeans get cooked. And the milk comes out, it's like a tap. If you want to have cold milk, you put the milk in the refrigerator overnight. When the kids come in the morning, they can put vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, 4 ounces, little plastic cups, they drink it, they get it. But the mash that's left over, this is where it became interesting, the mash that's left over after you squash it, when the mothers come to pick up the children, we say to them, here's the mash. Bring flour with you when you come. And we mix the mash and the flour 50-50, and you make little loaves of bread. And sometimes you can put jellies and jams in there, and the mothers sell the bread to the local stores. And the money they get, they buy the beans. So that kind of model where you're in a school, encouraging people to come in, you're providing them nutrition to improve their health, and in fact, sometimes you're getting a business started along the side. For us, the hard thing there was who's going to maintain that equipment, because the seals on those things wear out, where they're going to get the parts. So when the first global grants began coming, that's what they began asking us about. Then they began getting, who's going to steal? Is someone going to steal this from the school? What room is it going to be put in?
In a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, a 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, but we're sorry Clementine. Like she was and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9, her ring boxes without topses, sandals were for Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, and we're sorry Clementine. कहीं बिल्डिंग, कहीं ग्रामीण, कहीं मोटर, कहीं दिल मिलता है, यहाँ सब कुछ एक मिलता नहीं दिल. कहीं बिल्डिंग, कहीं ग्रामीण, कहीं मोटर, कहीं दिल मिलता है, यहाँ सब कुछ एक मिलता नहीं दिल. इंसान बने यहाँ नाम निशान, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये मौके मेरी जान. मुश्किल जीना यहाँ, जरा हटके जरा बचके ये मौके मेरी जान.
पूरा दुनिया को है कहता, ऐसा बोलना तो न वही, जो है करता वो है भरता है यहाँ तो चल.
चलने की यहाँ
सुनो मिस्टर, सुनो बंधु, ये है दिल्ली मेरी जान. ऐ दिल है आसान जीना यहाँ. सुनो मिस्टर, सुनो बंधु, ये है रोटरी मेरी जान.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, and we're sorry Clementine. Promise you will never know that once we loved each other so complete. Doesn't matter how I feel, my lips are sealed. Let them never after to disappear. If you love him as I love you, forget the
मुबारक है तुम्हें कि तुम किसी के नूर हो गए. मुबारक है तुम्हें कि तुम किसी के नूर हो गए.
there be laughter, not one single tear, and ever after, let your fears disappear. If you love him as I love you, forget the past I led you through. Just don't look back, it's all good to see.
ना वो समझ सकेगा
My lips are sealed.
Thank you. So enjoy this. This is the Watermelon Song.
Okay, I need to hear your hands now with the beat. Down in Tennessee, I used to sit upon the fence, wondering about the lack of people's common sense. And what I didn't understand and couldn't keep concealed was one great big fat watermelon laying in the field. See that watermelon hanging in the branch? I wish that watermelon could be mine. The farmer must be careless without a little sense. He wouldn't leave it hanging on the vine. Corn really sweet, pork chops are good. That life is a mighty, mighty fine. But give me, I wish I really would. That watermelon hanging on the होती और समागम की समझ गए ना, जाते थे जापान पहुंच गए चीन समझ गए ना, अन्य 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 प्यार हो गया. खोया मैं कैसे उसकी बातों में, कहता हूँ तुम तो लेने दो, कोई वो कैसे मेरी बातों में, कहता हूँ तुम तो लेने दो, क्या क्या कह डाला आँखों आँखों में, कहता हूँ तुम तो लेने दो, जाते थे जापान पहुँच गए चीन समझ गए ना, अन्य 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 प्यार हो गया. मनु तेरा हुआ अब मेरा क्या होगा, मनु तेरा हुआ अब मेरा क्या होगा. Down in Tennessee I used to sit upon the fence, जाते थे जापान पहुँच गए चीन समझ गए ना, what I didn't understand I couldn't keep concealed. अन्य 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 प्यार हो गया.
पहले आपको एक बहुत ही प्यारा गीत सुनाएंगे and the name of the song is कहो ना कहो, और पाकिस्तान में it's popular by the name of Tamalli Maak. So to all our guests from Pakistan, I'm sure you will love this one. This is Kaho Na Kaho, Tamalli Maak, from our set of Reflections.
बादलों से ऊंची उड़ानों की सबसे अलग पहचानों की, उनसे है प्यार की कहानी मंजूर, आते जाते सांसों की रवानी मंजूर. बादलों से ऊंची उड़ानों की सबसे अलग पहचानों की, उनसे है प्यार की कहानी मंजूर, आते जाते सांसों की रवानी मंजूर. ओ Habibi bashte
Mountains, land of love, land of nature, and there is sweetness and music everywhere. वहाँ के मादोल का, वहाँ की बांसुरी का लुत्फ ही अलग है. So is this composition. आप सब इसे बहुत पसंद करेंगे.
रेशम फिरीरी उड़ण जाऊ की दाणम भंजन रेशम फिरीरी रेशम फिरीरी रेशम फिरीरी उड़ण जाऊ की दाणम भंजन रेशम फिरीरी
I need to see all of you on the floor with this lovely song. This is Nain Lad Jaiye. जरा तालियां की आवाज़ सुना है जरा. नैन लड़ जाइए तो मनवा माँ कसक होई बेकरी. प्रेम का छुट्टी है पटाखा तो धमक होई बेकरी. नैन लड़ जाइए तो मनवा माँ कसक होई बेकरी. हुई गवा मनमा मोरे तिरछी नजर का हल्ला. हुई गवा मनमा मोरे तिरछी नजर का हल्ला. गोरी को देखे बिना निदिया ना वे हमका. फांसी लगी है तो करजवा माँ खटक होई बेकरी. फांसी लगी है तो करजवा माँ खटक होई बेकरी. नैन लड़ तो मनवा माँ कसक होई बेकरी. हाय 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 हाय. तिनक दिन ताक तिनक दिन ताक तिनक दिन ताक तिनक दिन ताक. रूप को मनमा बसई बातो बुरा का होई है. बसई बातो बुरा का होई है. तोहू से प्रीत लगई बा तो बुरा का होई है. प्रेम की नगरी माँ कुछ हमरा भी हक होई बेकरी. प्रेम की नगरी माँ कुछ हमरा भी हक होई बेकरी. नैन लड़ जाइए तो मनवा माँ कसक होई बेकरी. प्रेम का छुट्टी है पटाखा तो धमक होई बेकरी. नैना जब लड़ी है तो भैया मन में कसक होई बेकरी. नैना जब लड़ी है तो भैया मन में कसक होई बेकरी. नैना जब लड़ी है तो भैया मन में कसक होई बेकरी. थाई 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 थाई. दिखाओ जी. हमारी शरारत सब जानू मैं चौधरी. मारे से ले वो न पंगा जी मैं कह लगी. हमारे हिपड़े में जागी कोकड़ी पे चंदन जागी चांदनी पड़ता पड़ते पानी खुशी पे झूम 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 झूम. ओ हमारे हिपड़े में जागी कोकड़ी पे चंदन जागी चांदनी पड़ता to ride a bike? Everybody, open your hands.
बल्ले बल्ले जी सोनिया दे रंग देख लो बिना डोर कोए बल्ले बल्ले जी सोनिया दे रंग देख लो बिना डोर कोए छूटे हुए अन्ना के मलंग देख लो बिना डोर कोए गुड़िया 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 All right, it's a pleasure seeing. एक मुंडा पंजाबी और जिते नैन शराबी एक मुंडा पंजाबी जिते नैन शराबी लव यू दिल लगे दिल लगे दिल लगे कुड़ी गुजराती दिल लगे We want more people on the floor. Everybody, come on. हुस्ना दे वक्त जान होर चमकार विच कर के लक जग मारदा हुलारे लक मारदा हुलारे लगा लक मारदा हुलारे लगा हुस्ना दे वक्त जान होर चमकार विच कर के लक जग मारदा हुलारे थोड़ा शर्मावे जग नैन मिलावे थोड़ा शर्मावे जग नैन मिलावे पकड़ा मोड़ लू
Thank you.
इतना मजा क्यों आ रहा है तुम्हें गुलाबी हो गई मंचली चाल कैसे नवाबी हो गई बलम की चिंगारी जो तुमने मुझे मारी वो सीधी सादी छोड़ी शराबी हो गई अजीज पहन के जो तुमने मारा
बढ़िया